When Michael Jackson performed at the 1996 Brit Awards, fellow pop star Jarvis Cocker invaded the stage to protest Michael's performance. Michael would then accuse Jarvis of assaulting some of the child performers. His security team would apprehend Jarvis, only for one of Britain's most famous comedians to reveal himself as a former solicitor and set him free. However, Jarvis would then be arrested and detained by UK police only to be cleared when rock god David Bowie came to his rescue with his own personal video of Jackson's performance. So what the hell went on at the 1996 Brit Awards? The year is 1996 and the British music scene is at the height of Britpop. Rock band Oasis had been hailed as the new Beatles, and the media declared their rivalry with fellow band Blur as the biggest rivalry in pop since the Beatles versus the Stones.
Two of Britain's most popular pop groups have begun the biggest chart war in 30 years.
Having gone head-to-head in the charts, the two bands would now go head-to-head at the 1996 Brit Awards show.
Listen, I've got £87 million in the bank, I've got a Rolls Royce, I've got 3 stalkers, I'm about to go on the board at Manchester City. I'm part of the greatest band in the world. Am I happy with that? No, I'm not! I want more!
The awards were seen as a celebration of the new wave of British bands who were dominating the charts. But for these bands, it would quickly feel like the event was something else. With the promise of the Artist of a Generation award, the producers of the show had managed to entice the king of pop, Michael Jackson, to come and perform his #1 hit, Earth Song. Michael Jackson was still the world's biggest superstar, and for those bands riding high on the Britpop wave, it began to feel like this was more of a Michael Jackson event rather than a celebration of British music.
And we can expect scenes like this in London this weekend. Michael Jackson will be flying in to do the opening performance at the 1996 Brit Awards.
Tonight, two of the biggest names in pop, Michael Jackson and Take That, will be performing here in London.
Yes, indeed, Michael Jackson is here. Seen Michael Jackson.
We saw his white glove out of the car.
Michael Jackson has any sense? He's probably inside because it's way too cold. See you later. Seen Michael Jackson?
No, not yet.
Have you seen Michael Jackson?
No, not yet.
Does nobody know where he is?
And so the show began, and so did the alcohol and the controversy. Rock band Oasis would sweep up at the event, winning 3 awards, and their rivals Blur would walk away empty-handed.
Got now say except for I'm extremely rich and you lot aren't.
When Oasis beat Blur for Best British Album of the Year, brothers Noel and Liam took the opportunity to taunt their rivals by mocking one of Blur's biggest hits.
I'd like to thank all the people. So many people, and they walk your counted out and it is through their shite life.
Noel would evoke even more controversy by insulting INXS lead singer Michael Hutchence after Hutchence presented Oasis with the award for Best Video, referring to Hutchence as a has-been.
Has-beens shouldn't present fucking awards to gonna-beens.
Hutchence was visibly upset by the insult from this new upcoming rock band, said to be the biggest since the Beatles. Hutchence responded the following year with the INXS song, Elegantly Wasted, where you can hear him sing I'm Better Than Oasis. Sadly, shortly after, Michael Hutchence, the INXS lead singer, would commit suicide. Led by Oasis, the British music scene was back, wrapped in a Union Jack and made up of pomp, style, swag, and arrogance. The guitar was once again the hero, and along with it came the Beatles' mop top. However, the biggest ceremony and indulgence would be reserved, by organizers, for a pop star from across the pond, Michael Jackson.
Now it's time to set your videos. Press record right now. It's time for Michael Jackson.
And so began the most controversial moment of the night. The moment where all hell broke loose, the moment which would forever be everybody's memory of that night. This was a night of confidence, of ego, of extravagance. And there was none more extravagant than the king of pop. But this was a night to celebrate British music, and Jackson's performance would not go down well with some of his fellow artists. Although he highly respected Michael as an artist, singer Jarvis Cocker, from the band Pulp, would take offense to Michael's performance of Earth Song and invaded the stage during Michael's performance to protest. And as Michael took the stage, the audience went wild. Michael Jackson was still an enormous superstar, and as the opening notes to his song, Earth Song, rang out, you could see this was going to be the most extravagant performance ever at the Brits.
But first, Pulp singer Jarvis Cocker was arrested at last night's Brit Awards in London. Jarvis jumped onto the stage as Michael Jackson was performing his #1 hit single, Earth Song. 3 children who were on stage with Jackson were hurt during the incident. Jarvis then fought with security guards who tried to remove him.
In the Brit Awards, the arguments are still raging. Did Pulp's lead singer Jarvis Cocker attack children appearing on stage with Michael Jackson?
Cocker was arrested and held for several hours in police cells, accused of punching a boy. This evening he strongly denied that and said of Jackson in a statement, "The music industry allows him to indulge his fantasies because of his wealth and power. People go along with it even though they know it's a bit sick. I just couldn't go along with it anymore." Jackson's side hit back, saying he, Jackson, feels sickened, saddened, shocked, upset, cheated and angry.
I was just sat there, you know, and watching it and feeling a bit ill because he's there doing his Jesus act. And I could kind of see, it seemed to me that there was quite a lot of other people who found it quite distasteful as well. And
For Michael Jackson to come over to this country to dress in a white robe, right, thinking he's the Messiah. I mean, who does he think he is? Me? Right? That is out of order.
And I just thought, you know, stage is there, I'm here. You could actually do something about it and say this is a load of rubbish if you want to. And Candida, our keyboard player, gets in, oh, you never dare do it though.
And so, with that and Michael Jackson aboard his cherry picker, Jarvis Cocker ran onto the stage.
You can see Jarvis in the circle here. Jackson says he's sickened, saddened, shocked, cheated and angry, and he's accusing Jarvis of actually attacking the young children who appeared with Jackson on stage. Pulp's record label claimed this footage proves that Jarvis is innocent of any kind of attack. In fact, Jarvis said his actions were a form of protest at the way Michael Jackson sees himself as some Christ-like figure with the power of healing. But it doesn't end there. Pulp's record label are demanding that Jackson takes back the statement in which he accuses Jarvis of attacking the children and apologize to Jarvis or face legal action.
Members of Jackson's team spotted him and a chase ensued. It was here that some of the child performers were injured, but not by Cocker, as it would turn out. It would actually be a member of Jackson's security team, caught on film, who trod on a young girl's toe as he chased Cocker. At the event was legend David Bowie, there to receive an award for his outstanding contribution to music. Bowie had brought along his own film crew, sat at the front of the stage. They were able to film Jarvis up close, and it was this footage which would clear Jarvis's name from any assault charges.
So Jarvis has, having fully cooperated with the police, who I have to say have treated him very courteously, have decided, having considered all the allegations, there is no evidence whatsoever to justify criminal proceedings against him. He's obviously relieved. It's a pity that it's taken so long for this decision to be arrived at, but it has been arrived at, undeniably. Jarvis.
As I've always said throughout this thing, I haven't got a personal vendetta against Michael Jackson. I think, it can dance. I mean, anybody who invents moonwalk is all right by me. I just got up and just bombed it because I knew I'd have to move fast because if anybody cottoned on to what was happening, I wouldn't get on. And I was just quite surprised suddenly I was there. And as you could probably see on that bit of film, once I was there, I kind of didn't really know what to do then. So, well, I may as well bend over and show me bum. So.
Several artists would come out in support of Michael Jackson, slamming Jarvis Cocker's stage invasion as completely unprofessional and irresponsible. Cocker admitted himself that the stunt had negatively impacted his own career. He said it gave him a level of fame and notoriety he had never wanted. It had also overshadowed the success he enjoyed with his own band, Pulp. Within the next decade, Britpop would be no more. Bands that rode the Britpop wave such as Pulp, Oasis, and Blur would split and be no more, and of course, Michael Jackson would sadly pass away. It would be the final end to one of the greatest eras there ever was in music.